Good morning, y'all. I just woke up. It's probably like about somewhere in the 8 o'clock hour. Yesterday, we had all these deliveries. I didn't really have any perishable things except one thing. And then I was laying in the bed, getting my head together about everything that needed to be done today. And then I realized I forgot to unpack the HelloFresh. It's literally sitting right there. Now, the good news is the HelloFresh does come in a cooler box, and it wasn't intended to be delivered until today because I think they have it for like 2-day delivery, but normally it just comes in one day. It's probably fine, but we'll see. I actually messed up because I was going to cancel the delivery for this week, but I didn't get to it. And then I'm like, oh, shipping notification, great. It sends you these recipe cards, give you a picture of what it's supposed to look like. To me, pub style shepherd's pie, ew. But I don't know, maybe I'll make it. Otherwise, I'll use the meat and the ingredients for something different. Oh, so it auto-picked, by the way, that's what I meant to say. Normally you can pick your meals, but it auto-picked the meals for us, so this is what we got. Miso apricot chicken, 1 pan pork carnitas tacos, crispy Parmesan chicken, this one probably be the best one. It's with garlic herb couscous and lemony roasted carrots. They always put the ingredients that they include in the pack in there. And then you get your step-by-step instructions, literally. Step-by-step what to do along the way. I'll clean these off later. Let's see what else is in this pack. It's still cool. What'll really let me know for sure is the ice packs. When I feel the ice packs, if those are, completely melted and whatever, then we'd need to get rid of the meat, but this seems savable. It's cool, kind of like if it was in the refrigerator. So in case you weren't aware, they label each meal with the name. This one is the 1 pan carnitas tacos. Each meal, which there were 4 meals in here, comes in its own bag with the ingredients already in the bag so you don't get confused. I'm gonna take out the meat and put the meat in the freezer, and then I'll put the bags in the refrigerator out there. Okay, so this is for the shepherd's pie. And basically you can see all the ingredients are in there. These are just the cold ingredients. The meat is not actually in the bags, so I don't have to actually open each one of these bags. So I'm just literally gonna put these bags in the refrigerator in the garage, which is kind of like my semi-decontaminated refrigerator, not the one in the kitchen. And then when I get ready to take it in the kitchen, then I'll make sure everything's washed and clean. So like I mentioned, the meat is at the bottom. They usually place it between ice packs. So here's the first ice pack. It's mostly melted, but there's chunks of ice that are still in there that I feel, so it's still working. And then there are 4 meat packs that belong to each one of the items we got. So this is chicken cutlet, ground beef, ground pork, and another chicken cutlet. So there's 4 of them. I'm gonna clean these off and then put them in the freezer out in the garage, so whenever I get ready to cook them, the meat is ready. And then out here in the garage, that's where I put all my bags. So those are all 4 of the meals that came with HelloFresh. In my experience, the secret with the HelloFresh meals is we always order where they send enough for 2 servings for each meal. I'll usually add meat that I have on hand, like you've seen the chicken breasts or something else, to supplement it to stretch the meal, so at least we'll have leftovers with that HelloFresh meal. Because they put the ingredients, it's not really that hard to add to it and stretch that meal so that it's not all that work just for one meal. So like I mentioned, I've got a ton of stuff to get done today, but I probably need to start with getting everything put away. I'm finished, finally. These are just the pantry items. Remember, I had put the other stuff away already. So I'm done with this task, and at least the living room is cleared out. So all I've got to do is sweep up the garbage and get that stuff out of here, and then at least the living room is cleared out. Again, I've been procrastinating, but I'm still putting off doing a deep clean of this living room, but that's really what we need to do. We need to go through, mop everything, pull everything away from the corners and stuff like that. So that's a job for another day. Okay, so here's everything in the pantry put away. That was a lot of work, but I'm done. So here's my review of HelloFresh. I think that HelloFresh is pretty good if you like to do a whole bunch of steps in the process of cooking The positives are that you learn to cook new things that you probably never thought of, and that it's convenient and you don't have to go to the grocery store. One of the things that I think that is the most prohibitive for HelloFresh is that if you have a larger family, it could be expensive. So for the two of us, for 4 meals per week, because they come in boxes of a week, it costs about $80. So as you can tell, that's 20 bucks a meal, $10 a plate, right? So one of the things I do to stretch it is I add meat, like I mentioned to you before. I add other ingredients to stretch the meal so that we at least get, 2 servings per person out of each one of those meals. But still, that turns out to be $5 a plate, which is not hugely expensive, but maybe a little bit more than I want to pay every single week. So what I do to compromise is most weeks I don't order HelloFresh, and then every once in a while I'll order HelloFresh, or like this week it just slipped through, so we wound up with a HelloFresh box, and it's nice to have those extra ingredients around. But what I would say is that since certain delivery services, I use Instacart, but I recently just ordered from Walmart and I'm thinking about joining Walmart Plus, it may be way cheaper just to go ahead, you have your list and order. One of the things that I really enjoy are the cards that come with each meal that have all the ingredients. So if you wanted to order separate from the HelloFresh and pay a little bit cheaper, then this is the way to go, because you can just go down this list, order the ingredients that you need for the meal. You still have your instructions. And even online, I was able to find the seasoning blends because they'll give you a seasoning packet. Those seasoning blends, HelloFresh has told people what's in them. So you simply buy the items and combine it. So if you're looking for convenience every once in a while, HelloFresh is a great option. But if you're worried about cost or you want to contain costs, then HelloFresh might be something you want to do every so often. The other con is that sometimes it gets away from me because they usually have meals prepared about every 5 weeks maybe 4 or 5 weeks in advance. So if I go through and I cancel the meal for the next 3 weeks or 4 weeks, I can go in and choose to order when I want to, but sometimes I forget, like I did this week, and we wound up with a meal box that I wasn't expecting, but it's still cool. Either way, all in all, I think HelloFresh is a positive option.